Hey everyone, it's been a while, probably around 6 months by this time. And yeah, just a quick update about all of the things that have happened throughout this time frame, which was like a lot of things that happened. Well, firstly, my living situation wasn't very great, but it's better now. I mean, it's great now, right? I'm back at home. And well, it's not great at all, actually, but I'm a few days away from recession ending and getting back to classes, and I don't yet have a place rented to be, nor do we have money to rent a place yet. I'm having to rely on prospects of receiving payment from my clients in the near future, which, yes, I'm hoping that all goes through smoothly. But I'm on my way to having more stable finances, because 2024, as bad as it was on some ends, I actually managed to pay off most of my debt and also make some investments. Now, I'm very bad with money, terrible with money, so the money that I invest, I do it in such a way that protects it from my grubby little fingers. So I don't turn it all into ordering food or buying gadgets, because I am obsessed with buying gadgets, including this tablet that I'm recording this video on. But also, they are gadgets that I do use to work. This tablet, for example, is my main drawing material. Anyway, yeah. But nevertheless, it's yeah, not good. I'm not great with that. That being said, yeah, I'm hoping to rent a decent little place. By decent, I mean a place that gives me peace of mind. I'm aware that it's going to be pretty shitty. That's what I can afford for the moment. But yeah, I just want to have peace of mind to sit down and work and keep saving money, so I can better invest myself in the future. So here's the most recent news that's pretty bad. My mother had a stroke 3 days ago. It's pretty bad. No, it wasn't pretty bad, actually. It was nearly uh, not nearly as bad as it could have been, all things considered, when compared to what happened to my uncle. It was amazing because she had very little symptoms, very few symptoms, and they have subsided just the following day. So it was probably a transient ischemic attack. But it's bad news, because it means that she's vulnerable to suffering another stroke, particularly in the next 30 days after the attack. So we are on the lookout for that. And knowing that my uncle died of stroke-related complications after getting into a coma and losing most functions, and we have a family history of stroke, that's pretty bad. And then she's having to move her workplace, as her landlord wants to sell the room she's rented to set up her tattoo shop. But we are landlords too, sorta, right? Because we do own a home, which is the home that we live in, but we don't have a car, and the part that was built as a garage was also built as shops. So we have rented 2 garages to to a small restaurant that's there, and we're not nearly receiving anything from them because we're using the rent to pay off the years upon years of taxes that we failed to pay. And yeah, because our house is a very complicated situation, right? Because our uncle died, and when he passed away, we inherited his part of the house, which was in terrible condition, as most of it is. My ceiling is about to fall, probably. As you see, it's literally not possible to see the crack from this angle. But there's a crack. There's a large crack on the ceiling that is masked. Oh, here, look. See? If I flip the light around, you can see it. It's actually really large. There's a lot of cracks going on in this ceiling, but you can't really see it from here. And I'm not gonna be bothered to move it around to show you. Anyway. But yeah, things are. But hopefully after a few years, we can manage to pay off the remainder of the taxes and the loans and this shit and that shit and all that. But the thing is, my mother can't really have another stroke, right? And my siblings, I'm the oldest of 4, being the first actually, but anyway. And they are, the youngest is probably the most responsible. But yeah, I'm hoping they get better too. Anyway, my hopes for this year is that I can manage to rent a place that is comfortable and cozy and peaceful, so that I can sit down and enjoy life a little and work. And considering all of the things that I had to go through in, I was gonna say the last few years, but my life really. It's not like I'm gonna be bothered by the apartment being super tiny. Whatever, dude. As long as I don't have to deal with bad shit. Yes, I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. Just a tyrannic landlord or drug shit going on in my apartment because I'm splitting it with someone. That's why I am not really considering sharing an apartment. But yeah, I don't know, I guess I don't have much to say. A lot has happened from the place that I was before. My last video, I didn't really say anything and cut it off short because I felt really uncomfortable to speak up when I was there, because I was really scared. I didn't really have a lock or not even a doorknob. I didn't have a doorknob, so my bedroom, the door would open by itself. So, and it's very hot too. But the worst thing was that I had to trust the landlord that she wouldn't take my stuff when I went down. It was my only few work tools. She wound up I don't think she was a bad person at all, but she was very complicated, and it was difficult to trust her. From substance abuse to quite the personality to her intromitting into my private life, it was overall not good. and the man too. That wasn't really an issue, but there was a few episodes which she told that she her boyfriend her boyfriends, right, would get jealous of me, and they wanted to go to my room and argue with me, and I told her that it was totally unacceptable that she even allowed someone in the apartment that would consider consider harming me, right? Because I wouldn't permit myself to live through that, so that would be a deal breaker. But I don't know. Lots of weird shit happened. Lots of weird shit happened. The gay couple upstairs, they had severe substance abuse problems too, and I woke up in the middle of the night as the police was violently knocking on the glass door of the building, and my window was like just above the glass door, so it felt like they were knocking on my window, and I was so scared. And I was living like very far from the university, so it was like 1 hour before the moment that I had to wake up, so basically didn't sleep that night. She. Yeah, and then I didn't know that because she also had substance abuse problems, and there was a lot of police officers, and it felt like it was inside the room. So didn't know that what happened and where I stuck myself into, right? And also the bedroom that was allotted to me. Um, 3 people had passed away in there, 2 by suicide, and the bedroom, the doors of the closet, not closet, I forgot the word, but it had one of the victims' name carved on it, and lots of other little scribbles. It was a bit upsetting, but I don't really believe in energy or ghost haunting or whatever. But what I do believe is that, well, 2 of these people, actually all of these people, were related to the landlord, with one of them being her daughter and the other being her sister. No, her mother's sister. It was her aunt, and yeah, she was desolated, but it was also, she was pretty weird. Anyway, yeah, it was just a bad situation. But all in all, I'm very sorry for her, and I hope they can help her in the future, right? I don't know. Would help her? I have so many people to help. Why would I help her? But she was nice to me, sort of, to the limits of her capacity, right? Very stressful. She made me very stressed in a number of situations, but she was nice. She was attempting to be gentle and caring. And then I spent a month or 2 or 3 going from Santos to São Paulo by bus every day, which was really bad. It was over 4 hours daily, I think. Yeah, over 5 hours of commute daily. Over 5, nearly 6. Because I had to wake up at 4:30, and my bus would reach university a little under 8 a.m. The issue is, not only was it was a lot of time in the commute. I say that I had to wake up at 4:30 because I showered before sleep. So I just woke up and put on a shirt and shorts, and bam, I was out. Because my bus would pick me up at 4:50. But then I had to walk to the spot in the middle of the night, which is pretty dangerous. And I guess that counts as commute time too, right? The 15-minute walk. Certainly it does. Because I am commuting, I'm walking, so certainly that does count. All things considered, I think actually more than 6 hours of commute was the deal that I went to go through. And then I would arrive early. Surely it gave me time to go and eat breakfast for free, but I was still early after that. And when I left the university, well, my class ended at before noon, so I would have lunch for free again. Great, the food there is amazing. But I had to wait until 4:30 again to get on the bus. So basically I had these 3 hours where I had off time, where I could try to make something. But it was barely enough to get into the flow, and then I'd have to cut it short and get back home. And then I would arrive home by 8 p.m. if nothing happened, because the nighttime commute is there's a lot more traffic going on than the daytime commute. So there were times where I would arrive at home at 9 p.m. I have to think about it. Like, I had to wake up at 4:30. So I was arriving at home exactly the minute that I should be closing, shutting my eyes and sleeping. Of course I wasn't doing that. So I was appreciating that situation too. I really couldn't really work a lot. But things are looking much better this year. The only bad things looming in the future are, well, the stroke threat that materialized in my mother's situation recently, and the fact that she's having to relocate her workspace, which 20 grand BRL, not USD, but 20 grand in refurbishing the garage so she can make it a tattoo studio for herself, because that's her job. She's a tattoo artist. And well, that, and then there's the loans that my brother took for college, and there's the taxes that it's not like we don't pay taxes, okay, but taxes are really expensive, and they build up. I've paid taxes like, 'cause often we just forget, right? Because we owe so many years of taxes. So what we do oftentimes is we go and pay off a bunch of years at once, or we try to pay them in installments, which is what my mother did recently. But I did that, for example. I went off and paid 3 years of taxes at once. That was nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2016 or 17. But then I didn't pay the monthly taxes again, so it built up. But it's a large house, because it's me, my mother, my brother, my sisters, my uncle in the past, right? My stepdad when he was there. So it's expensive. And we just wound up not paying, and it builds up again. But hopefully we can like get rid of all that. The loan, and of course you do know that well, I'm recording this video for myself, so I know. But the ceiling, the one in my bedroom, is looking pretty. It's not looking nearly as bad, but it's a large, very large crack. I'm gonna show it again. I think it'll be easier to see. Oh, I need to. Yeah, see, it's easier to see now. But it's larger than that with the light. Anyway. But then there's the other parts of the house. Like how the living room ceiling fell last month and it broke our furniture. Hopefully it didn't break anything major, like the TV, for example. There was a broken but still functional TV. Uh, the buttons are working, and it turns off randomly, but it is working. TV that we had moved just before it fell, so it was pretty lucky. But it did break the furniture. It did break the furniture, and but the most impactful part is that we're gonna have to fix the ceiling again, and it's gonna be more money, and yeah, it's just a lot of expenses building up. It's really painful, and I'm just one guy that can barely work, right? My AC broke. All the ACs in the house broke actually, and it's really hot this summer. Absurdly hot. Um, and yeah, it's just the washing machine broke again just today, right after my mom had her stroke, and she's not supposed to get stressed. And then she was. It's just awesome news all around. But enough with the complaining, right? I think the moment that I step out and rent this cozy little place and focus myself on building a better future, I can make it work. They will have to help, right? They'll have to set their life straight. My sisters, my brother, my mother. My mother is working really hard, but if my siblings don't help, it's not going anywhere. But at least I can make sure that I go somewhere. So I'm not a weight, and I can pick up some weight. Or not. Maybe I could just not pick up some weight too. As long as I'm able to be happy, I think that's important. There are some things in life that do require effort. But then there are some things in life that just are. And for example, I am an example. And my reality impacts the reality of others around me, not only materially, but also in terms of the horizon of possibilities, right? And when I expand that, I can give them more possibilities for the future. And someone that is not a weight and can realize their own dreams, well, there's no better influence than that. And yeah, I'm just hoping that works. Anyway, not sure if I'm making much sense. And on one hand, I feel like I've talked too much. On the other hand, I didn't feel like I spoke anything at all. And yeah, and it's the sweltering heat is getting into my brain, and yeah, that's it. 25th, 2025, starting